Hello everybody, we are back with chapter 24 of Storm and Fury. It's been a minute since I recorded because I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff and I was lazy this week, so yeah. I decided now though, because what I used to do is I would read all the chapters for the reading and then record all the videos after, but in order to give a better reaction, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read, record, and I think that should be a lot better for everybody, so we'll see how that goes. But this time we're doing chapter 24. I'm excited, let's just get right into it. So chapter 24 starts with Trinity filling Jada in on what's been happening. If you remember from our last episode, and if you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch them, or you can just keep going on, whatever you want to do. This is your world. But last episode, or last chapter, Trinity and Zane got attacked by a Hellion, and that was not great. So yeah, Trinity's just filling Jada in, they're FaceTiming. Jada mentions that they have no idea what's been happening to Misha, or like what condition he'll be like when they get back, when they get Misha back. And this is bringing up the topic again of there's a lot worse things that they could be doing than killing him. Like they could be torturing him, they have no idea what's happening. So it's just reiterating that topic, which makes me feel like this is, you know, the author kind of hinting that this is what's happening. Like Misha is not going to be the same person when he comes back to us than he was when he left, which is not great. PTSD is real, and I think this is something we're going to end up talking about in this book. We have a lot left to go, and I sincerely hope we get Misha back. But also, if you kind of wonder about this lighting, I'm recording at 10:30 at night because I have no sleep schedules. So yeah. But anyways, Jada tries to change the subject because it's starting to get a little sad, and asks if they have gotten to see any of the city. Trinity says that she wanted to, but she has a lot of guilt doing that because she's so worried about Misha, which is something I understand, but they made a good point that they can't continuously do all this searching all the time, otherwise demons that know something are going to get suspicious. And it's not good. But I guess we already know that Baal knows they're in the city. So yeah, I don't know. Jada wants to see the museums, but we find out that she can't go anywhere because she's a female warden. And like, how have we not fixed sexism yet? It's so bad. I hate that her life is now confined to this one town because she's a woman. Like, I hate that. It's horrible. And in my notes I wrote down with the patriarchy, because it's like she has superhuman strength, and she's literally the same creature as them, the same species, and she can't be trained. And she's just confined to wherever her future husband takes her. Like, that's awful. That's horrible. It's like, if they won't let her train, then she should be allowed to go resemble a human, act as a human, live as a human. Because I don't want to be stuck in a society like that, you know? I don't know. Especially, it's like, she's basically, at this point, she's just a stronger human. Because she's, like, untrained. You know? But Jada's upset because she is not trained and she can't help her friends, which is a very real problem because basically Trinity was allowed to be trained, even though she is a female, because one, she's not a warden, and two, because she's this half angel creature, you know, but they still don't see it, like, they still think it's fine to not train Jada, and Jada's now the only person in her friend group who is untrained, and like, that's not fun, you know. It's not good for society just to basically have half of your able-bodied warriors not be allowed to be trained, you know? Especially with all the things that are obviously going on in this book, they need more wardens, and they're just alienating half their species. Yeah, not great. But Trinity suggests that that Jada talks to Theory to see if they can get him to change, because if he's gonna listen to anybody, he's gonna listen to Jada. And like, just a reminder for everyone, Jada's family is basically the second in control, so she gets a lot more say than everybody else. So hopefully she can persuade Theory to stop being sexist. So Trinity is super sore from being flung by the Hellion, and Jada notices, asking if she's okay. Trinity says that she's okay, but basically tries to cut the conversation short. Then Jada asks if Trinity has tried to kiss Zane again. And so then once they hang up, Zane calls her out to the kitchen where he made breakfast, which is adorable. And she basically engulfs her food, and then says that Zane says he finally is being really nice to her for some reason, and I love that. But then he says that Trinity is actually really good at patrolling and fighting demons, especially for the fact that she doesn't really have any experience. And Trinity tries to play it cool, saying that's what she was trained for, but then she's reminded of Misha again and gets really sad and like, I feel really bad. I just wish we knew if Misha was okay or what's going on with him, and I want Misha to be back. I just think my hard part is, I feel like very easily they could have grabbed Trinity. I don't know why they grabbed Misha, because I think the smarter decision would have been to grab Trinity and get out of there. Then they would have had her, not trying to lure her the entire way back. I don't know why they didn't just grab her. I feel like that would have solved a lot of problems for them, but whatever, that's none of my business. So Trinity says they've been training since they were called upon, but it was never really specified what they had to do. And then, yikes, because Zane sees her flinch, which is the big not good. Zane looks at the bruises and gets mad that Trinity never said anything about it, but we know Trinity and she's stubborn, and of course she didn't say anything. So Trinity said she didn't want him to think that she was whining. And I hate this, because when you're injured, you need to say something instead of, pushing down your feelings and suppressing them, because that's not good and not helpful for anyone. So Zane takes her into the bathroom and tells her to take her shirt off so that he can rub something on her back and help her heal faster. I feel like we all know what the tension between the two of them. That's all I gotta say, because we all know. So basically, Trinity glares at him and says to stop being ridiculous, because and then she gets mad at herself and says that she needs to stop being ridiculous because he's not trying to see her half naked. So then she is kind of a baby and gets kind of disappointed that he is not trying to see her half naked. If I could roll my eyes harder. This book has so many cliches in it, but I just love it so much. You've all seen that meme where it's like, I hate cliches. Me, I hate cliches. Also me. Oh, the small one loves the tall one. That's me in this moment, because I love to say that I don't like cliches, but I love this book, and it's just it follows quite a few cliches. So I don't know what that says about me, but yeah. I feel weird that I have to describe this entire thing to you, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna get through it. It's gonna be okay. So Trinity is being petty and flings her shirt off without breaking eye contact. Just one of those, And Zane stares at her for a while. And then his gaze goes down like that. Then it comes back up. And then he hands her a towel without breaking eye contact. So then they decide that basically it would be better to rub ointment on if she took her bra off. First of all, this is like saying that you can't put suntan lotion on someone who is wearing a bikini top. You rub under. Like, this is unnecessary, first off. It's wild, second off. Third off, we all know what this means. Okay, we are adults. I feel so weird, but it's fine. We're fine. So yeah, she covers up her modesty, whatever's left of it, with a towel. And I just want to remind you that they're sharing an apartment, and she has never had a real boyfriend, and this is just her first experience with this. And I just... Anyways. So Zane said, that he should have kept a better eye on her and blamed himself, but Trinity says it wasn't his fault. And in my notes I'm like, are things about to get spicy? And I can tell you right now, eventually they are. And when they do, I'm just gonna say things got spicy. We're not gonna go into detail. We're not gonna talk about it because I don't want to. But Zane rubs the ointment all over her back, and it was made by someone named Jasmine, who we find out is Dez's wife, and she's someone who kind of likes to mess up the system. Like, she likes to challenge the system, and we love that. And yeah, so then we also said he makes note that they're lucky because they actually love each other, which I am starting to realize, like, do they have arranged marriages in the warden culture? Because I didn't think that before. But now I'm starting to wonder if they do. I don't know, because here's my thing, like, do you either have to find someone in a relationship, like, do you have to start a relationship when you're in the academy and then it's fine, but once you graduate you're like in an arranged marriage? Because it's not the first time that someone said they actually love, because Jada said that about her boyfriend Ty. She's lucky she actually loves him. So I'm guessing that they must have arranged marriages once they graduate this warden camp thing. But I don't understand that. They've never like blatantly said that, but it's been implied multiple times that I think they have arranged marriages, but I don't know how. I just feel bad then if there's like some gay wardens who did not realize until like they're fully adults and now they have an arranged marriage that apparently they can't get a divorce in. Like, that's not great. Like, why is this society so backwards? But yeah, so I think they have arranged marriages, everyone. This is what I'm guessing is happening, which is not great. So Trinity says that she would like to meet Jasmine, and then Zane says that he'll make sure it happens, which is cute. And what's going on with Zane? Does he like her? What is happening? I need to know. But to fill the silence, Trinity talks about all the things she wanted to be before she found out what she was. And basically she says that she wanted to be an archaeologist and that she wanted to raise llamas. And I love that. Also, I followed the author on Instagram, and I'm guessing that her last name is pronounced, but Jennifer L. Armentrout is how I'm going to guess that it's pronounced. I don't really know, but yeah, I followed her on Instagram, and it looks like she has alpacas, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, check her out on Instagram. I'll put the link or something into my bio so everyone can check that out. But Zane asked if she ever wanted to go to college, and Trinity said that she did, but her mom was always super against it, and she didn't know why until, eventually she found out what she was. Trinity also mentions that she wanted to see the world, but feels like a moron because she was so overwhelmed when she got here and she couldn't tell if people were dead or alive. And I think that, one, I always think it's a good thing to see the world, but two, there's a small part of you when you've been raised in a small town, that there's such a culture shock when you go to a big city that you think, oh, maybe I don't want to travel. But you don't have to go to a big city while you're traveling, to enjoy traveling. There's other options, and plus, you don't really start to enjoy a big city until you've been there a couple days and you kind of get used to all the people. At least for me, that's what proved to be true for me. Because I did not I was overwhelmed by London until I was there a couple days and I could, chill out of it, because that's a lot of people. I had never ridden a tube or a subway or anything, and then I had to do that for the first time. And once you get it, it's fine, but it takes a couple days. If you're only there for 2 days or a day, you will think you hate it. But once you're there for a couple days, you kind of get used to it, and it's a lot better, and you start to enjoy it a lot more. At least, travel tips. I meant to say hacks and tips at the same time, so that's why that happened. But travel hacks from, me, but I guess, yeah, don't just take short trips to big cities if you've never been to a big city before, unless you have to for work or something. But yeah. So Zane says that, speaking of ghosts, Peanut put his shoes in the fridge this morning, and he's trying to ignore the fact that he now has a haunted apartment, and it truly just be like that. Trinity says that he should think of it as less of a haunting and more as cohabitation, which is now how I'm going to think of every ghost. It's just, cohabiting. He should pay rent. That's all I'm going to say. Another meme, Ouija board, your rent is now $500. So Trinity says that one thing she's super jealous of is that Wardens can fly. She wanted to meet Shud to take her, but he wouldn't. Now I'm just imagining that Zane is now going to take her flying at some point, because he seems like that kind of guy. Trinity is also contemplating this entire relationship with Zane. Now Zane's left the bathroom, because I think his phone was ringing, and Trinity's in the bathroom by herself, and she's contemplating this entire relationship and trying to figure out the attraction she's feeling is one-sided, or if he's also attracted. And then things kind of just got flirty and nothing happens, and Zane says that Ross called and he wanted to meet them tonight. So yeah, that was chapter 34, and I said this in the last one, I think, but she's so good at leaving every chapter on a cliffhanger. It is so hard to not read the next chapter. And this book is really long, so it's not one of those that you can read in a day. It's definitely a 2-day book, unless you stay up all night, which would not surprise me if people did, because it's hard. It is really hard not to read the next chapter. But yeah, so we'll have the next one out pretty soon. If you want to join the Barely Book Club, we're about to start a new book, probably by the time this one comes out. I've been recording them in advance, so I don't know what the new book is at this time. If it's picked by the time this one goes up, I'll try and edit the description and put it below, so check there. But if you want to join the Barely Book Club, it's a great time to join, because when this one comes out, we'll probably either be just finishing Storm and Fury or about to start the other one, so yeah. So try and join, it'll be fun. It's, we talk about books, it's pretty great. But if you want to read more of my normal reviews where I write them up, you can look at those on barelybookish.com, and they got my short stories and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm excited to read the next chapter. But if you did like this video, please like it, subscribe, all that good stuff, what you do. Tell me what to read next in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong about the arranged marriage thing, you know. I probably am. I'll have to come up with a correction later on, but I don't know. They haven't really talked about it yet. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, I guess. Or we can speculate. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!